What's good, y'all? From the ashes we rise once again. Black Fingers Podcast, the MCTR. TR was good, man.
Hey, I'm good. Holding up. We got was this Halloween week. I don't know if you do the Halloween stuff or how far you get into it though, but it's just when you're not dating and or if you don't have any young kids, Halloween just unless you're going to a party, Halloween just comes and goes.
Um, as somebody with a wife and a daughter, it's all out over here. We gonna go trick or treat, and then we going to an adult costume party
Yeah.
later on that night. So it's gonna be a long day for me. But it is what it is, man. I
Yeah.
never outside of me taxing my daughter's candy stash. I don't really care about Halloween, but if they like it, I love it.
Yeah. No, there's fun fact with me. There is a horror club that they get together once a month to watch videos. And we actually saw a pretty good video or movie yesterday the other day. It was like it's called Trick or Treat. I recommend you try to watch it as much as you can on your 100 apps. But Trick or Treat is a good Halloween movie. If you guys are out there in TV land, if you want to get some recommendations, Trick or Treat.
That's another side effect. My wife likes to watch scary stuff, but she won't watch it alone. So by default,
Hey,
I've seen Trick or Treat. it's,
oh,
it's
there you
pretty
go.
good though. It was better than I thought it would be. I'll give it that.
Yeah, same here. So, all right, we have a fun show slated today. We're going to do a couple things a little bit different. We're trying to, give people some time to kind of come in and watch the show when they can, though, or when they jump into our live stream. But let me get this stuff situated here. Actually, I should have had this queued up. My bad.
Yeah, it is. While you queuing stuff up, I'll tell a real quick story. We used to occasionally do a Am I the A hole? This is kind of going to fall under that. So we all know that AI is popping off, right? TR AI is
Yeah.
it's the way. I was tasked with a project at work to write a program where we could use AI to do background checks on some
Mhm.
of our clients. They took the only two black people and put them on that project. So I'm thinking, all right, this gonna be cool. We gonna make this thing work out. Let me tell you, man. You ever do a group project with somebody and you do all the heavy lifting and then they slide in at the last minute trying to get that A plus you worked to get?
Yeah.
That's exactly what this turned into, man. Real talk. And this dude was on some pro black stuff too. Like, hey, brothers got to stick together. This ninja's jacked my idea, tried to present it as his work, and did absolutely nothing to help me write this thing out.
Hey.
So it's gonna be crazy because tomorrow morning I get to watch him crash and burn during the Q&A session because I have the answers to the questions, but he
Yeah.
don't. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes.
Unfortunately, I haven't had a am I the asshole situation recently. There was one maybe a month or two ago, but I'm blanking on how it went down though. But man, yeah, we got to bring that back though. So
Yeah, no doubt.
all right. We're gonna have this. This one actually could have been a topic by itself though, but it's in regards to a teacher who was recently fired. Let me get the banner up here. That way people know. Well, it's really for me. Hold on. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna be lazy and call it the clip show.
Unload the
Anyways,
clips.
yeah. So she was fired from her show or fired from her job as a teacher, and you probably won't believe the reason why she got fired though. And when I get this queued up here, damn, sorry guys.
We're doing it live. We're doing it live.
For real. All right, can you see it, MC?
Yep, we're good.
All right.
I'm the substitute that was recently fired from teaching because of my TikTok. It's honestly so sad how sick the world is that you guys automatically mischaracterize me fully. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids trying to take me down, man. Then I look so young, I look like one of them. Yeah. We got a new hustle unlocked. I'm a school teacher now. Little brothers. Let's get the day rolling. Who would ever thought? Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
This is crazy.
Today was really a breeze. My kids ain't have to do too much, man. I really, to be honest, I let them do whatever they want to do. Yes, I'm that type of teacher.
Dang, gonna get that popped.
Took me a little lunch break. Yeah, they got it going on at this joint. They stay bound. Okay, then. Damn, shorty. Sheesh. Man, I gotta get up out these school kids try to take me down, man. And then I look so young. I look like one of them.
This is crazy. I don't know if this is real, honestly. It seems it would be real, but I can't tell if this is real. But I don't understand why you would like go after like a student. Like, even if you're trying to be a teacher, and I get the videos because everybody can just get this all set up and everything. And she was in a car. Obviously, she's a stud. But it's like, is this real? And it's like, why are y'all allowing this to happen on school grounds if it's not real? Do you guys want this type of exposure at your school?
So I would say that this is the side effect of a teacher shortage, TR. And let's be honest, some substitute teachers, you know when you have a sub, certain subs, you know it's going to be an easy day. So
Yeah.
I'm not really tripping off of that. Where what's getting me is the PDF file that she's putting out there, and that's number one. Number two, I could barely understand what she was saying, and I'm quite familiar with slang and ebonics, but I was struggling to understand what she was saying half the time.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if this is real, but this is like some
Yeah.
creep ass, cringy pedo. I can't, man. I know we want to be internet famous, but I don't want to be internet famous that bad.
I'm not willing to go that far. But we also know that there's double standards when it comes to PDF files, TR. I mean, I shared a video just the other day of there were men sharing their first experiences while they were minors with women who were not minors.
Yeah.
And the general consensus in the thread was nobody cared. And I mean, that's kind of like all these teachers that's gotten caught up with students, TR,
Yeah.
like particularly the ones that are attractive. It seems like, and South Park kind of hinted on this a long time ago, they catch a lot of slack, and it'd be a way different story if it was the other way around.
Yeah. If you guys know if it's real or not, I couldn't find any, an announcement from a school, but it might be real. It might not be real either.
It might be. These teachers be getting took down, man. We really gotta look out for these kids, man.
Right. Whoops.
How I've been in the hospital 5 days, and this man ain't came to see me not one time, y'all. Well, just the backstory. I'm pregnant by a married man.
This can't be real either.
And we've been dealing with each other for what, 6, 7 years. And the whole time we was messing with each other, he kept telling me he gonna leave his wife, and da da da. Keep in mind, I done had like 4 abortions with him, y'all. 4 abortions.
4.
And
Baby
we had the abortion because every time he had the abortion, so we kept having abortions because he kept telling me, like, before I have a baby, he wants us to be married. So remember, he said he was gonna leave his wife. So I'm thinking, like, okay, we're gonna keep having abortion, like he gonna divorce her soon and we gonna get married. So this time I got pregnant, I'm telling him, like, I'm not aborting, so how long is it gonna be till you divorce your wife? So y'all, I've been in the hospital, like I said, 5 days, and he hasn't been up here not one time. I've been born.
Look, I know the funny thing when people are like, we got to bring back shame. I don't know, I ain't going to come up now. They said they got to bring back shame. These folks don't want shame. They either want to do some wild stuff on, wild stuff on the internet and act like it's real, or they want to do the fuck shit, and then they don't want to be held accountable for it, or they certainly don't want certain types of people to hold them accountable for it, like either men or if you're black and you don't want any white people to hold you accountable. Like, this is stuff I don't understand, is that you're gonna put this stuff out there. Is that funny to say you had like 4 to 5 baby deletes? Like, I think I don't know what's wrong with when women want to get out here and they want to be internet famous though, but it's like, is that the best thing you can come up with? Like, you didn't try Chat GPT. You didn't say like, hey, I need a funny backstory. Like, because I can't tell if this is real or not. This is how crazy it's getting. I don't know if this stuff is real or not.
Whether it's real or not, TR, the fact remains that she's an idiot. If it's real, she's an idiot because she fell for the I'm gonna leave my wife, and she had 4 deletions and she been messing with this dude. She said 6 to 7 years. So if all of that is true and she's still stuck around, she's an idiot. If it's not true, she's an idiot for going viral for
Hey,
ratchetness.
some women like being the backup quarterback. Some of them, they're okay with their position.
They'll tell you all day that they don't like it, but behind closed doors, I've realized a lot of people like being lied to, especially women. They'll say that they don't, but they like being lied to.
Clearly, I mean, telling everybody that she had all these baby deletes, and then you've been with the same guy, messing with the same guy for X amount of years. Like that's the conversation that people like. You don't want to be with a good guy that will, be in this in a that wants to like love you and be the only one and settle down with you. You want to be with a guy that's married and a guy that's maybe has kids, maybe doesn't have kids. That's another thing too. If a woman gets like you're getting multiple deletions, that tells me she definitely doesn't want that guy to be the guy though, because after the first one, second and third, I mean, this definitely ain't the guy for you. Obviously, that guy is somebody else you don't want. You don't want someone around you or something. So
this is the type of chick where when she starts talking, like if I'm in this type of setting, I just turn around and walk away. Like everybody else is gonna sit there and listen. I'm gonna just walk off.
hey,
I'm not gonna acknowledge it. I'm like, all right, y'all got this one.
you say that, but it's going viral. Like
I bet it
viral.
is.
Shit. All right, this one is fun. You shared this one last week, and I meant to share it, but you've heard of AI Sora, right? Or ChatGPT's thing. So this stuff is getting out of hand, though. Like, and I've been wanting to like dabble in this. I just haven't had the time. I mean, I got the app downloaded, but this shit was funny.
So cool. He listens, shares snacks, and even takes cute selfies.
He's the nicest.
Want to grab a latte?
My first black boyfriend playset. Joy.
This is my first black boyfriend playset. He's so.
It's I don't know why that just makes me laugh, but that shit is fucking hilarious. Like, I'm sure AI was not meant for this, but AI is funny as hell.
Yeah, AI is about to take off. Like I said, this is hilarious and perfect example. They got this completely betaized man that's going to be agreeable with everything that she says, because ultimately that's what they want.
Well, I tell you what, man. Considering it's, when Obama got into like when he was doing the whole politics, when he did his run, one of the things that helped Obama was social media. But going forward, social media is going to be one of those things that you need to have. But now we're at the point where AI is like, I mean, they can't even keep up with it. We just saw a bunch of people just doing skits. I think they were skits. I don't know. But we saw a bunch of people just doing skits, and you don't know if it's real or how close it is because people are like, being very serious about these things. And then we get to the whole AI, like this stuff, you're not gonna be able to trust your eyes. You're not gonna be able to trust a lot of these videos. And X right now is the only one that allows people to like report if something's fake or if something's AI. Now, I know Instagram and Facebook are trying to catch up though, but they're fucking slow as shit though. So they're not going to get there in time. They're not going to be there enough to, tell people, hey, this is all fake. This is the video you liked, interacted with. It's fake. X is the only one that does a great job of telling people, because there's some stuff that I'll like or reshare, and then it comes back like, hey, this was fake. You're a dummy. I was like, oh, damn. Yep, they got me. Unshare, unlike, move on. Sometimes I mute people because we keep posting fake stuff. I just mute you.
Yeah, I think we've all been got at one point or another. But like you said, these are getting better, and it'll keep getting better. So as a general rule of thumb, I don't trust the internet. It's like when somebody puts a picture of an attractive woman up and said, do you think she's attractive? I don't answer that no more, because 9 times out of 10, they're trying to trick you with somebody that was born as a man and is trying to transition. You can't trust nothing on the internet, man.
You know what? Shout out to CJ on this one. I'm going to MC. This is the thing that CJ says this all the time on his show. When men are like, just looking at a woman's ass like we love ass, whatever. He says his words, and I'm paraphrasing, that a lot of men, black men, just don't care when it comes to like ass or care what the person's face looks like, because that's how you get got by the Transformers or a maybe not so good looking woman. So yeah, that's the stuff that just blows my mind. Is like, nope, you gotta wait, and sometimes you got to see birth certificate, what that says.
Yeah, baby pictures, something.
Baby
Uh,
pictures.
I think we've proven in previous episodes that black men put the lowest expectations and require the
Hey, for
least.
real.
And I mean, that's just a fact. That's why for a lot of other races of women consider us an alley. We've been conditioned to just be minimal with our requirements, and we try to normalize disrespect. And that's one of the reasons why we created this podcast to deal with stuff like that. But yeah, we
Yeah,
got to do
people don't
better.
listen.
Yeah.
All right. Last clip. This one I do believe is real, but it's from like a TV show or something.
Oh, I actually didn't come here looking for a job. I came here looking for a man. Yeah. Happily? Happily?
We're
Um,
happily married.
like, are you sure?
Yeah, we're
Are you positive?
yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. How long? Like, how's it
How
been?
long?
Long enough. Yeah.
Oh, long enough. Long enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was fired. How do I feel about that? I just
Jeez.
want a man. That's all it is. And he has to have money. So I don't know if I mentioned that, but yeah.
Hell.
Warning, enemy nuke has been launched. Repeat, enemy nuke has been launched.
See,
You
this
know
is
what?
this is what
Well-
men have to be aware of. Men have to like pay attention to stuff like this, and obviously a double standard. No man could get away with that. And that said, it's like, why? I don't know why those guys didn't tee off on her though, because it's like, look, we already told you. I mean, I don't know if those guys were together though. Actually, now that I think about it, it sounded a little rainbow, but I don't know. But the point, I'm assuming that they're married to women. But it's like she gave him hey, happily married. It's like, you're with all these people. Why are you asking follow-up questions?
Married men get tested all the time. Nothing new
Yeah.
under the sun. And unfortunately, a lot of them fail that test. But it happens every
Yeah.
day. So I'm not surprised by this one at all. Man, the stories I could tell, let me tell you.
Man, you know the
Um,
crazy. I mean, go ahead, MC. Hang
I'm,
yourself.
I'm going to be semi-messy. One of my wife's friends slid in my DM and asked me to help her find a husband.
Hey, this is not me. This is not. I don't endorse this stuff. Whatever he's about to say, like, hey, not me.
That's it. That's it. I mean, I've had coworkers say reckless
Okay.
things. Like, I mean, it is what it is, man.
I think we talked about that actually. You guys got
Yeah.
to go in the archives for that. But yeah, like on one hand, I appreciate her being aggressive because we don't see that a lot of women. But women just don't know they don't know the line. So I think it feels good to have a woman like pursue you like that though. But there's always caveats. There's always like a rug pull, wait for the other shoe to drop. So as much as that was funny to react and watch, I think it's a bunch of shit. And then also she said he's got to have a lot of money. If you want to take anything from this, get your bag up. Then you don't have to worry about this shit. Guys, you're gonna have a lot of options.
Get your bag up and demand your respect and draw your lines and don't stand on your square. Always stay on your square.
That is a 1,000% factual statement, though.
One more thing though, TR, because you said women got to get more aggressive. I say hell
No.
man.
I don't think they got to be aggressive. I just appreciate them being aggressive, like in that situation.
We know that code approach is dying, right? And we have videos and clips of days of women complaining about men not approaching them anymore because code approach is dying. Y'all have effectively killed off men. I mean, the real thirsty ones still do it, but most men are not going to walk up unless you do something like maybe stare in his eyes for a little bit longer or do something to send out some type of choosing signal because we ain't nobody code approaching no more. It's dying.
Yeah. No, I mean, the men that will quote approach you are going to be the men that you do not want. So You know,
Yeah.
have fun in the new age. So
You got it, TR. You got it.
hey, man, look, it is I'm just focused on my bag. And you know, if a woman wants to be that person, I'm gonna put her through the ringer. There's gonna go through there's gonna be a lot of steps before I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you're the one. You're the one. So yeah, good luck for whoever wants to be the missus in my situation.
She out there.
Yeah, you say that. All right.
Just like Corey Holcomb said, you don't see good women too often because they too busy doing things that good women do.
Hey, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm glad we brought this up though, because I was about to put in this next topic. But this is the thing, MC. Here's what I've learned about men. So, see, everyone might think I might have smoke for the women, and I do, and I have smoke for the pro blacks, and I do. I got smoke for most men in fucking general. Like, man, when it comes to like when you take your chick out, one of the things that like there was a chick I was with, and I shit you not, MC. She was wearing a football shirt and of her favorite team, and we're sitting down at the restaurant. Okay, it's not that many people in there. We're sitting down, and some motherfucker walks by. I don't know who. I don't pay attention to people walking by. You know, it is what it is, unless something crazy happens. So we're sitting by where you had to go to the restroom, which I thought was bullshit. But we're sitting at a place where, you know, the restroom. And then this motherfucker comes back out, looks at the chick I'm with, and was like, "Oh, I love your shirt. Go whatever team." And then just walks really and just fucking drives by really quick. Like he just walks by real big. Like, you bitch ass. Like, this is why I can't stand you men, because you be fucking thirsty. You be fucking thirsty. You're disrespectful to other men. And this is why y'all get smoked. This is why y'all fill up the morgue. This is why y'all end up in prison. This is why y'all girl be fucking cheating on y'all, because y'all are disrespectful. You don't know where the line is. You want to be work husbands. You want to kiki and haha until somebody show up at the office with a couple guns on your face. Like, hey, are you the one? Like, man, I can't stand dudes. Like, I can't believe this motherfucker did that. Now, MC, am I wrong for being annoyed by some shit like that? Because obviously I told the chick, she was like, yeah, you know what? That was kind of disrespectful. So obviously you always have to explain this to women because they're like, I don't know why that's disrespectful. You know that shit.
Man, I would need more context on that one because
what do you mean you need more context? What more do you need?
If she's wearing her favorite team shirt and he's just like, hey, go Eagles or some shit and just walks off. Did he try to use the slide into a deeper conversation? Because that's disrespectful.
I'm telling you, he walked by us and he had to walk back by us, but he had to turn around and say something on the way.
Oh, so he intentionally went out of his way to spin the block. Okay. Yeah, now that's why I said I needed more context. Okay, in that sense, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. That motherfucker, I was like, man, I mean, I'm not worried about it like that, because I was like, why does this thirsty ass motherfucker try to come over here and try to throw like a compliment or a side compliment? Like, I never did that with some dude and when he's right by his chick. And if that's what niggas is doing nowadays, hey, be my guest. But I just don't get it. It's like, just because she's wearing a team shirt, like, I don't understand it. I don't get these guys nowadays. That's why sometimes hey, look, child support, alimony, hey, get these motherfuckers, because some of them deserve it, straight up.
I think one thing that we both can agree on, TR, is the Simpson debaters kind of dominate the market now. So it's almost an expectation with women. Like, I have no problem. You know this. Like, my wife doesn't pay any bills, but my wife got 25 years in the game with me. Yeah, like she's proven herself over and over.
Wait, hold on, MC. Whoa.
What's up?
Your wife don't pay bills? Like,
she has other responsibilities, but I mean, that ain't it. You know, like, she maintains the house.
50-50 in your household?
I don't have to. Like, most people have to. I mean, and I'm not trying to brag, but
hey, you need to brag on that. You need to brag on it. I see Anton Daniels bragging on this stuff all the time too. And it's not even so much even being a brag. It's just that when you see, and this is a crazy thing, black men, because Anton's married to a black woman, black kid. You're married to a black woman, black kid as well too. And for whatever reason, you cannot even even whatever the message you give to these people, they don't want to fucking listen. So it doesn't even matter that you check all these boxes. They still gonna vote for a Kamala Harris. They still gonna listen to a Jasmine Crockett. They're still gonna listen to the Democrats. Like no matter what you do when it comes to the household, they still won't listen. And you are more than you shared more advice than trying to help people out. I just tell people fuck off. Like I can't help you anymore.
So a lot of the women who talk like that, there was a clip we were going to play. We can't play it. The I Am the Table clip from Leslie Jones. A lot of women who talk like that, TR, they forget that the average salary for a woman in the United States is like $42,000.
Yeah.
You're not talking to the everyday woman when you make statements like that. And there are a lot of women out here who feel entitled to a man's assets, his meat, money, energy, attention, time.
Yeah,
You don't get that stuff automatically. That shit is earned.
Yeah.
You got to put your time in. You have to show that you are a woman of character and of substance, and you got something else going on. And we like TNA over here. Don't get me wrong, but you're gonna need more than that. Like 60-year-old me would have been happy with just TNA, but no, I'm like, no. What else? What you got going on upstairs? Tell me about your experience building a family. Tell me about your healthy relationships in your life. Like, nah, that ain't enough anymore.
Hey, I'm gonna start asking women, hey, how many abortions have you had? And then we can really get to like meat and potatoes.
That's a fair question. Been scraped more than the driveway in December.
All right, I gotta we gotta go to something else. I can't believe you said that. Oh man.
It pisses me off that the black population hasn't grown in this country, TR, because we getting deletions like it's trick-or-treating candy and passing it out like it's free coupon vouchers. It pisses me off. So yeah, I like to get on my soapbox a little bit.
Hey, shout out to Margaret Sanger. She ain't never had a roller over in her grave. She's like, yep, it's going as scheduled.
As scheduled. Looking like Mr. Burns. Excellent.
Hey, for real.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this turned on. Now, speaking of, liberals, or at least a segue to liberals, y'all are wilding out. Y'all are trying to do a protest against Trump. So I'll get this video and I thought this was fake, but this shit is actually real.
You weren't about to scroll, as I'm about to tell you the most important piece of information of the day. I've been tagged in all kinds of videos about this, so I'm going to speak on it. The mass blackout, which is happening from November 25th to December 2nd, I'm all in. I'm engaging, I'm participating. I'll be advocating for this with the Big Beautiful Boycott. We'll be pushing that information in our Discord as well as on our website once it's up and running. The People's Sick Day, who I have also advocated for that movement and their leadership, they've picked these dates as well. All of us, we're all coming together because we have to be one unified front. I'm going to go through the list of asks. You guys are going to flip out. That's fine, but I'm asking you to stay with me because I have a plan for you on the other end of this.
Jeez.
First and foremost, if you want to take your country back, all you got to do is hit the pockets of the millionaires, billionaires, and the regime at the helm right now. They speak two languages, money and power. They hold hands. If you take away money, they don't have power. So the asks are this: no work. We'll talk about it. Don't flip out. No spending, no restaurants twice, by the way. Super important. We don't need to go out to a restaurant to eat. We don't need DoorDash and we don't need Uber Eats. I lived in the 90s. I know there wasn't that.
Again, MC, this is real. She is having, she's not just a pretend liberal or just joking with liberal. She is actually a straight up liberal deranged liberal. And I don't know how she spun this into a topic, but she did.
I'm confused. God, this is why I left the Dems in 2010. Why are we doing this? What's the target and what's the end result that we want? Assuming that we would follow something like this. Did she ever identify that?
No. She's just assuming that if you follow her, you will get on board with this mass blackout or walkout, or whatever you want to call it.
This is the same thing that frustrated me about the Target thing earlier this year when they had 33 black vendors sitting in their store selling their products, but for some reason my community wanted to boycott Target. But I guess. Yeah, no,
it's unfortunate that that way that boycott happened, but with this chick, and again, it's real because this woman has over 166,000 engagement, and I didn't see it here first. I saw it on other platform because I wanted to find a video of somebody really had a conversation on this. And this woman definitely had a conversation on it.
You know, I'm probably gonna make some lip heads explode on this. Some of the stuff she's saying is kind of Trumpish, TR, and I'm gonna tell you how.
Hmm.
This ain't much different than the same strategy that he's doing with the tariffs. We know that the United States is the biggest consumer economy in the
Oh, yeah.
world. He's just flexing the consumer power of the United States. Oh, okay, y'all want to charge us with tariffs? We're gonna hit you with tariffs, and we're gonna discourage some of our consumers from buying products from your country. This is the exact same principle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That. No projects, no events. Let's talk about what all of this means and how to prepare for it. I've put together a checklist. All you have to do is follow the checklist and we'll be good to go. I'm also going to put this picture of this checklist in the comments. So make sure you boost that so it stays at the top. And also make sure you save a copy for yourself. Number one, essentials and groceries. People got to eat during this time, right? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to stock up on food, household items, and medications prior to November 25th. Now, we don't want there to be a surge in spending prior to the blackout. So what we're asking is that you buy from local or community owned stores whenever possible, and you only buy exactly what you need to get through that brief period of time. Number two, your finances. Make sure you pay your bills and complete essential purchases before the blackout period. We're not going above and beyond. We don't need to spend more than we usually do. Just make sure everything that is going to be due during that time is taken care of. We are going to avoid large corporate spending during November 25th to December 2nd. If you must spend, you need to do it within a local business, a small business, something like that. We are not going to engage with major corporations. Now, work is where people get a little bit hesitant. So we're just going to ask that you do what you can. If you have PTO that you can use, that you can take some days off, do it. If you can't, well, then you're still showing up, but you're doing only the essential work. You're not going above and beyond. You're not going in early. You're not staying late. You are taking.
Y'all getting fired. Like, yeah, y'all are getting fired. I don't know if you want to see any more MC, but these people are getting fucking fired.
So points 1 and point 2, TR, are fiscal conservatism. Minimize your spending, buy local, don't support big chains. Keep it local and do minimum spending. That's fiscal conservatism.
Yeah.
Like this is a liberal protest spouting conservative principles, at least through half of them. The work thing, you're not going to do that. You're going to go and submit at work just like you do every single day. Stop trying to get these people fired. Unless you're trying to overflood the unemployment office. Like you out here messing up people's lives. Some of that stuff she's talking about, we should have been doing anyway. Buying healthier food, reducing going out to restaurants,
buying locally.
Yeah, like that's conservative talk to me. So you playing right into what. You play right into the Republicans' hands.
I don't know what's going on with the liberals because we're seeing. Actually, did we say we're going to talk about that today? Yeah, we are kind of. All right, I won't go too far. I won't discuss that part. But when it comes to like the liberals, like the No King protests, I mean, where are they getting this money? And I know it's rhetorical, but it's like, you guys don't even see how you're being played or you're being used as pawns. You're not being the stuff that you're trying to do all these things. I saw a bunch of motherfuckers get arrested for the No Kings. They're mainly white people. Honestly, I rarely saw any black people. I mainly saw white people. I didn't see any Mexicans or Asians, Indians. I mean, nobody ever asked about the Indians, where they're at. It's mainly just white people just out there. Hey, No Kings protests and, fuck Donald Trump. Like, I get it, you guys don't like him, but how come this is only white people and they're mainly older white people? Like, don't y'all got jobs? Like, I know it was on a Saturday or whatever, but it's like, do you really want to be associated to stuff like this? Because it can come back to haunt you. It can create problems for you. And we got a bunch of mofos about to lose their SNAP benefits as well, too. And so from what everyone says, it's not mainly black people. All right, fine. It's not mainly black people getting on SNAP benefits, but there's a lot of people on SNAP benefits. Majority is white. And if you're talking about No Kings protest, are you guys about to lose your SNAP benefits while you're out there in your Apple Watches, got your Apple Watch on, got your iPhone 17, got your latte and everything? Are you about to lose your SNAP benefits? What you're doing, is this really helping you further your push whatever message you're trying to put out there, though, because it's gonna be a long 4 years.
So, TR, I know you know who Anna Paulina Luna is. We've talked about her before, but for those of you that don't know who she is, get familiar with her. She's making a name for herself in Florida. She's got a political future ahead of her. If you go to her Facebook page, I think it was it was October 22nd. She kind of exposed a lot of there's like a big portion actually it's a small portion of the No Kings protesters that are being paid. They have 1099s and everything.
Yep.
There's a budget of $294 million going into some of these protests, and the average No Kings protester is not getting anything, and they're missing work, and they're just out there protesting for free. But there's a small say. This sounds like BLM all over again, honestly, TR. You get the people riled up knowing that only a few people at the top are getting paid, and most people will never ever see the benefits from this. And I don't want any kings either, but this is his final term. He's not running again. You'll never see him again after this. Now, he'll still have some influence, I'm sure, just like Obama, which we confirmed on the previous show, was in charge during the Biden administration.
Nancy Pelosi.
So why is it cool if your side does it, but the other side doesn't? This is why I'm on this political island, because y'all crazy over there on the left. Y'all are really crazy.
Yeah, we have a conversation coming up later to show you how crazy you guys have gotten. But this is my thing for the pro-blacks. Is this the people you want to get in bed with? These old white people, liberal white people that are out here protesting, trying to, they're dressed up in Antifa garb. They are attacking the police. I saw a black woman that ICE was chasing a person down. Now, we've had conversations about men getting involved in situations where your ass should not have been getting involved, and now you got it. Now you call it two-piece, and you taking a dirt nap. Like we have those conversations on here. And then I saw this woman try to trip this ICE guy, and then he turns around and he arrests her. I'm like, why are y'all stupid? Why are y'all getting involved? If the ICE got it wrong, fine, fight it in court. You mean to tell me like this is, and you know what the problem, you know what the biggest problem is? We are seeing how far the government can go with citizens, though, because these people, they make it easy to prosecute them. They make it easy to have excessive force against them because they're doing dangerous and reckless things that get people in trouble. And when I see these people just do this silly shit, do these No King and the No King protests, I mean, first of all, it was a bust. And then also there was violence. So I don't want to hear anything about January 6th. When every protest y'all motherfuckers have, there's always violence. So I don't want to hear any of that stuff. But at the end of the day, pro-blacks, are these the people you want to get in bed with? These people, like, I'm not saying you got to be a conservative. I'm not saying you got to vote for Republicans. I'm not saying you got to love Donald Trump. But you can't tell me that these white liberals are the people that you guys have the same agenda for. I don't believe it, because none of them, what they never talk about is reparations. And y'all motherfuckers want some reparations. You're not gonna get it, but y'all talk about it a lot. So y'all need to have that conversation with all these white liberals, and before you can have any other conversation. Because when you start having those conversations, you're gonna learn y'all don't got shit. Y'all don't agree on anything. Just like with the Palestinian folks, y'all don't agree on any shit other than hate Donald Trump. That's it. That's all y'all got. And after that, man, it's actually we dodged a huge bullet with Kamala not winning this, because if she hadn't won into it, it would have been a clusterfuck.
Yeah, she just announced she may run again, by the way. She said she hasn't decided yet. Is it just me? I looked at a lot of footage of this Snow King stuff. I saw a lot of white women, and I saw a lot of rainbow riders. That's all I saw. So I didn't see too many men out there. I just saw a whole bunch of people. And here's my thing with these protesters today, TR, because I've never been the person that says that stuff's not happening, right? Mm-hmm. In the past, there was a lot that was happening. There were actual political prisoners in the past, but anybody today, you're not really going through anything today. You can build your own empire today. You just got to find the right base to support you. But one of the questions that Charlie Kirk used to always ask is what is it that I can do that you can't? He used to ask people that all
Yeah.
the time, and I don't think that question was ever answered. The truth of the matter is, Tr, if I can do whatever any other man can do.
Yeah.
The only difference is the person who has the biggest supporting base is going to be more successful financially. And that's our problem ultimately. We don't have a good supporting base. So let's start there and build something out. But most of y'all complaining about racism and stuff today, it's not what it used to be back then.
Not
At
even
at
close.
at worst, it's passive aggressive people sitting in their basement who are just pissing you off behind body counts.
Yeah. And I tell you this much, when it comes to like just like Charlie Kirk said, like what can you do that they can't do? But also the other question is, what have you done with what when the time you've been on this you've been born like 20 years, most of them are teenagers, or I mean not teenagers, but 20 somethings. So they haven't been in this world this long though, but it's like what has your family done to put you in a great position other than get you into college? And
Right.
maybe it stops there. But also, what have they done for the community? You know who has I hate to say it, but they took advantage of the system is the Somalians up in Minnesota because they got their own senator, they got their own Ilhan Omar. It's Minnesota, right? Am I thinking that right?
That's Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they got their own senator up there. They got their own, Somali town. I saw a video. We don't have time to play it though, but this guy, he's this white guy. He's walking through. I forget his name. You guys might even know who he is. But he's walking through Somalia, or I mean, not Somalia, but he's walking through this mall, the Somali mall, and it's almost like you're probably just interacting with a bunch of Somalians, and they've used every and Charlie Kirk brought this up too. Every like when it comes to like what I'm blanking on the word. Any law that's been beneficial for Black people or non-Black people or for women, they've taken advantage of those benefits, those civil rights laws. There we go. And any civil rights laws that have been enacted for Black people, they've taken advantage of all of those. They've gotten funding for their businesses. They've been eligible for like food stamps and SNAP benefits. That's the real question I would like to know is that of the people on SNAP and welfare, are they Americans or are they non-Americans? Because they said non-Americans can get these benefits. I have a hard time believing that some of these, when these people come over and they're illegal or however they get into the country, that they're not on these U.S. taxpayer paid programs. So that's the conversation that we need to have, but I couldn't find any data on it.
TR, I'm glad you brought up Minnesota. I just posted something in the chat. We don't just talk out of our ass on the Black Phoenix podcast. Minneapolis. Now, mind you, liberals always talk about separation of religion and state, right? Minneapolis, since April of 2023, has been one of the first cities to legally allow the Muslim prayer to be broadcasted over their loudspeakers 5 times a day.
Oh,
but the liberals always talk about the separation of church and state, but apparently mosque and state don't have to be separated. Man, y'all can't read this logic. Y'all really do.
I never knew about that. Wow.
Yeah. I have a lot of family in Minnesota, TR, and Minnesota tries to disguise itself as a purple state, but it's one of the bluest states that you'll ever visit. Like you won't be there 20 minutes and you'll figure it out real quick.
And what's crazy? I don't think I've ever heard any pro-Black come out there and support Ilhan Omar. I know she's technically from the motherland, but at the end of the day, is she doing what's in the best interest of Black Americans, or is she doing what's in the best interest of Somali Americans? Like this is what
she's disrespected the flag multiple times, so she clearly doesn't care about the country that she's supposed to be serving.
Yeah, I don't know why I said American, just basically Somalians. At the end of the day, like a lot of these people, like this is another reason why I had to leave the Democratic plantation. You're only focused on your group, but your group is being used to push other groups. Like that's the thing. People, they don't want to understand that. They don't want to like hold anyone else accountable other than if you're a Republican, conservative, or Trump. Those are the only people they ever hold responsible. and this big tent party the Democrats are about to have, you know who's going to lose in all this? It's going to be the black people that voted for the Democrats. They're going to lose. They have no voice anymore.
Their only argument is sign language. They're
Mm.
they're going to disrespect you for not thinking the way they do, and they're so busy telling us how bad Trump is that they have not given us any solutions to anything but deletions.
Yeah, facts. All right. We are going to move to the NBA gambling, and a tragic, tragic story with that stuff though, because I think for a lot of us, we've known there's been some fuck shit going on, but this is just a bad look for the NBA in general. Right off, as soon as the season started, and anyone that wants to think anything else, fine, you're an idiot. But everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I hope these guys, if they're innocent, I want them to prove they're, beat the case. But if they're not innocent and they find other people, they got to go. Everybody's got to go. Adam Silver and if there's an owner that was involved, I doubt an owner would be involved with it. But if an owner knew or whatever the case is, he's got to lose his team.
Absolutely.
Guys, you feel free to weigh in now, Shaq. You've heard from Shams. You saw the FBI director speaking about this. What do you think?
I know everybody that's at play, and I don't like to sit up here and be hypocritical about certain things. I homeboy gamble, Arnie. Bet it. We've been on teams. We played cards. We played spades. We played tonk. But with that being said, every year they would give us forums on what and what not to do.
Right.
One of those things where if somebody asks you if a certain player is playing, you say no. So all these guys knew what was at stake, and I'm just ashamed that they put themselves and put their family and put the NBA in this position. We all know the rules. We all know the letter of the law, and it's just unfortunate. Innocent till proven guilty. But usually when the FBI has something, they have you. FBI, I know a lot of people in the FBI, and I've been in many of those investigations. They'll wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but when they come back on your door, they have something. And we all know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling. And I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy. Like every now and then when I go to Vegas, I'll play some craps and I'll play some roulette, but never gambled at anybody's house. Don't know anything about poker, so I don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Chauncey thing. But I know Chauncey, I know Damon very well, played with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys will put their families and their careers in jeopardy.
Facts.
There's an old saying in the hood, all money ain't good money. So if you're making $9 million and you're dealing in certain things, like how much more do you need? Especially if you know you get caught, you can do jail time, lose your career. Put a bad image on yourself or your family or on the NBA. I agree with you, Chuck. They dropped the ball.
100%.
I want to stop it right there, and we might get to the rest of it. This is a terrible look. This is worse than the who was that guy? Donahue? I forget his first name. I think this is a worse look. Tim. Yeah. I think this is a worse look, way worse look than what Tim did. And Tim, he screwed the Kings or the Blazers out of a championship.
It was the 2002 Western Conference Finals, the Lakers versus the Kings.
Yeah, the Kings. Yeah, the Kings got screwed over. But Adam Silver, I don't know where you put the blame at. Like, obviously the players got to be blamed. Is this a fireable thing for Adam Silver? Like, should he keep his job? Like, let's start there.
If he's making money for the league, he's going to keep his job because that's all the owners care about. And last time I checked, the NBA is as profitable as it's ever been. So, sure. and their international fame is increasing too. So he's safe in that regard. But there's going to have to be,
as long as he's making enough money, or he's not costing them money.
I don't know how he can cost them money because right now it's all allegations. But Shaq did say one thing. So I work in financial crimes, right? And the when you're dealing with the feds, they're going to let you get away with it for a very long time to build up your case. They'll contact people like me and say, hey, we know this is happening. Let them do it. Don't restrict their money. We'll catch them. And we got to get out of the way and let them cook. And that's exactly what happened here. But Tim Donahue, I'm glad you mentioned because he called this out years ago, TR. And this is Tim Donahue, so don't come for me, NBA. He said that the referees were throwing games because Sacramento was beating the Lakers and everybody wanted to see the Lakers in the finals as opposed to the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
But anybody who's a fan of basketball know that there was some fishy things going on in that game 6. Like if you go back and watch some of the officiating, and I officiate high school basketball on the side, TR. And some of my mentors are college and former NBA officials. And one thing that they would always tell me is they didn't like officiating in the NBA because even though they get paid really good money for seasonal work, they would always make the comment, it's too political. But when you ask them what that means, I never got a straight answer. So that's telling me that
Basically LeBron.
there's basically going to be some players who get calls and some who don't. The game isn't officiated the same way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a bad look because the NBA is trying to, you're trying to have a successful season and you got the BS going on with the WNBA. They might lock out or the players might lock out or whatever. You don't need any more distractions. You don't need any more like Adam Silver, like what are you doing? Like, why is this happening under your watch? We have a coach that got caught up in this. Now, it's understandable with players, but when you get a coach caught up into it, then that requires you're going to have to come up to the Capitol Hill and explain yourselves like they did with baseball. Like, that's going to probably be the next stop. And I don't know if you saw.
Dude, Pete Rose is still not in the Hall of Fame because of this. And he's one of the greatest baseball players to ever play.
Well, he might get in the Hall of Fame on the next one if he's eligible.
I don't know. We'll see. It seems to me like they seem to be stuck on that. But here's my. I don't know if you were landing, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you land first.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say. At the end of the day, they're trying to get a Vegas team. You can't get a Vegas team with this going on, and this has been going on for years. So for the idiots thinking that Trump is coming after you, this was under the Biden regime. Biden's DOJ was already looking into this. Why they never did anything with it? Hey, your guess is as good as my guess. Maybe they needed more evidence or something. But, being linked to the Italian mob and then, just having players and, former players and people that, you can't even trust people to be in the locker room now. Like, because I think with Rozier, was it Rozier? Rozier was active. It was the other guy. But you had a guy that wasn't even playing, and he's in there like, hey, I still want to work out. Now you just messed up for everybody else because now everybody's going to be super mums on it. People are going to be like, they can't tell anything because someone got connected. LeBron got dragged into this, and it appears he had nothing to do with it. But at this point, I don't know what's real now. Not that LeBron has something to do, but what about the people around him? Because not only does that make him a target, though, it's liability as well too, because you not want your name dragged into this.
Yeah, and you were right. It was Terry Rozier who's still active with the Miami Heat. It looks like. I read some of the documents. As far as I know, and there's more to come. I believe LeBron's only involvement was the teammate was putting out information about his injury report that wasn't supposed to be shared publicly. Because they'll say he's doubtful or probable, but he was allegedly giving very specific information. I think there's too much of a focus here on these players and former players and not enough on the mafia, though. Remember, and a lot of people may not know this, especially our younger listeners, the RICO Act was created in 1970. It was specifically created to take down the mafia. They had their hand in every aspect of sports and legitimate businesses. They were a part of the Teamsters Union for a long time, TR. So the RICO Act was specifically created to take them down. And it looks like they were never taken down. They just slid to the shadows in business as usual.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this much. The RICO Act has not been used to take down any organized crime or monsters, because we saw the RICO Act being used against teachers in Fulton. Shout out to Fannie Willis. Being used against rappers. Again, shout out to Fannie Willis. Being used against P. Diddy. Shout out to fucking New York. and then being used against I forgot the fourth one. Somebody else just got hit with the RICO Act. Fuck it. Anyways, the point is the RICO Act is being abused on just not regular citizens. Well, the teachers, they got screwed. Those teachers in Fulton, they fucked up. They were convicted of helping their kids cheat the testing standards. Yeah, they messed up. Big deal. I mean, they definitely need to be held accountable. As far as saying RICO, some of those teachers did hard time. But again, the RICO Act is not being used to go after organized crime anymore. And again, like I said, why Biden never went after them if he had the same amount of evidence, your guess is good as mine.
There were a Young Thug and R. Kelly were hit with RICO charges.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I just looked it up on NPR. They were both hit with RICO charges.
I didn't realize R. Kelly got hit with a RICO, but Young
Yeah.
Thug, yes, you're right. YSL, that whole criminal thing.
And apparently Big U, and if you don't know who Big U is, the LA hip hop / culture of LA, he's very active in that side of things. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. So I it'll be interesting to see what comes out of it because this is just not a good look for the NBA. And we're gonna find out like how much everyone knew. And then also we're going to find out, how far does it, go up the tree though? Because it's not just if they got the Chauncey, I mean, they could have got to a GM too.
Yeah.
And then people wonder like, well, why would he get involved with it? It's because they're over leveraged. I heard this thing from the lead attorney. He said 3 things take down men and all start with an L: liquor, ladies, and leverage. Those are the 3 things that take down any man, depending on liquor can be switched with drugs or whatever. But the point is, those are the things that take down most men. So it's not about, how much money they made in NBA. They were leveraged. That's all it is.
Leverage is why we'll probably never see the Epstein client list.
This guy.
I ain't letting that go, man, because I've been on that. I've been wearing that tinfoil hat for a long time. I ain't letting it go.
We're just having a good old conversation. I might have to delete that shit. All right, we're just gonna
it's a client list. I didn't take it any further than that. You ain't got to delete that.
Oh man. Anyways, all right, next topic. All right. This actually will be a good topic. So I don't know if many people caught the Cash Money Records and No Limit verses. We really can't play a lot of the songs just because, copyrights, YouTube. But MC, what are your thoughts on the verses? First of all, versus the setup, and then also who won?
Well, I tell you from the rip, I picked No Limit before it even started. Anybody who knows me knows I was heavy into
MC. You gotta draw this out. We want people to listen all the way through.
They're gonna listen because I got some pretty interesting takes.
Right, go ahead.
But again, they both have notable catalogs, right? But neither team was at their full strength. There were some missing pieces on both sides.
True.
The setup was great. The performance, I'll tell you this. I feel like it was Juvenile versus No Limit, and Manny Fresh to a smaller degree. Manny Fresh is a legendary producer. He's definitely one of the greatest to ever produce. But it was those two kind of holding it down. And it was clear. It reminded me of Lox versus Dipset. And people might not be as familiar with Lox and Dipset. But the Lox, they come off as brothers. Like, they fight. They love each other. They on the same team at the end of the day. And when it's time to play, they come with it. Dipset, you could tell that there was cracks in the armor and certain ones wasn't getting along with each other. That was definitely the vibes I got from Cash Money. And it showed. And then we later found out, TR. Well, you know what? I'm going to say that for later. Go ahead.
All right. Well, okay. My thing is, I ain't never seen I haven't seen the verses all the way through. I just happened. I like No Limit. I like Cash Money, and so I tuned in to watch it, and I thought it was pretty good. I will tell you this much though: that was the wrong crowd. That crowd didn't know they wasn't even singing along, rapping along, and that crowd was probably weren't even born when a lot of these songs came out. Like, it's just crazy how there was just hardly anyone in the crowd just kind of just vibing with it. And I was like, this, I mean, I still enjoyed it, but it's like, stop showing the crowd. They suck. They're just terrible. Like the crowd is not even, focused, or they were little kids, so they even know anything about these songs. But as far as you're right, it was a bit of a handicap though. And the problem that I think a lot of people are going to have with it is that even though you were handicapped, you still have to give it to I mean, sorry, not no limit. You got to give the Cash Money, because their catalog during that time still, still beats No Limit. Like No Limit had, I mean, a lot of, amazing songs, but Cash Money, and if you throw Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki Minaj, like,
Hey, you can't add Nicki Minaj and Drake. They weren't on Cash Money.
yeah,
They were Young Money. They were on
Yeah.
Young Money.
Young Money is owned by Cash Money.
Okay, so if we're doing that,
We ain't doing that. It's even with, I mean, I don't know who's going to take out Drake, and I don't know who's going to take out Lil Wayne. You tell me who's the best one over there. That
Drake is, first of all, Drake is Gen Z's rapper. This was a millennial based event. One thing I will say, TR, definitely the wrong crowd. They should have had it in New Orleans. That's a no brainer.
Yeah.
If everybody is from New Orleans, why are you not in New Orleans?
Yeah,
That's a layup right there. Just to give people context on the verses, if you don't know, because we probably have listeners that don't. It jumped off during the pandemic back in 2020.
Right, I remember that.
Where people were stuck in the house. I've seen just about every single one because me and my wife watched them as we treat it like a live event or concert.
Yeah.
So I've seen most of them. But it's a dope concept, and it continues to grow. There were some huge versus battles you should go back and take a look at, especially whether you old school, Gen Z, or whatever. If you old school, go check out Shaka Khan and Stephanie Mills. That was a great one. Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight. That was dope. People around my age range, Locks and Dipset. You had a SWV versus Escape. There were so many good matchups, and everybody's streams and listens go up when these things happen, so that it creates an effect. Well, what I will disagree with you, TR, is No Limit can go blow for blow with Cash Money on tracks. Blow for blow. Whatever Cash Money song you pull out.
You're going to have to handicap it. You're telling me
How so?
No limit till up to 2000s, and Cash Money where it's at now, they're going track for track, or at least album for album. You're telling me that?
Yep. That's exactly what I'm telling you.
All right. And you bought Silk to Shockers all of his albums?
So Silk is the
okay. See, that's
do you listen to everybody on Cash Money? Do you listen to everybody? Matter of fact, play that video I just dropped. Play that video I dropped for this conversation.
Oh, with Turk?
Yep.
All right, hold on. I mean, all right, keep talking. I gotta find this video.
So when I say No Limit can go, I'm saying this with the understanding that Cash Money and No Limit both have artists that I don't particularly care for. I'm just talking about the ones that's at the top. I'm talking about your Master P's and your Snoop Dogg's and your Mysticals, which, by the way, had he been there, the energy level would have been way higher.
Oh, wait, hold on. Which Mystical? The one that signed on Cash Money, or the one that signed on No Limit?
Mystical has 3 platinum albums on No Limit. 3.
He was. Did you know? Do you remember? Actually, this is a good.
Yes, I do. I remember he was rocking with him for a little bit.
Do you know who else was on Cash Money?
Who's that?
All right. One was Paris Hilton.
Okay, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, I know. I forgot about Paris Hilton being on the Cash Money label for it was for 3 years, and then also she she dropped 3 songs or something under the label name, but no album. But it was crazy. I forgot about that. Actually, I think if you listen to some of those songs, play them now versus when they came out, I think they go viral just because they're that EMU or EMT, whatever that shit's called. Some people are gonna love it, some people don't. But I forgot Young Buck was on there. I forgot Limp Bizkit was on the Cash Money label. Not that I'm saying go listen to these folks on the Cash Money label. The point is, Cash Money, as much as if you go out, you have to handicap them in order to have a conversation with No Limit, because No Limit was, it's Master P. You got C Murder. I love C Murder's albums. So I
He's in prison though, so that's a handicap.
Yeah. No,
so is Mystical, by the way.
Yeah, true.
And Mac is doing a life sentence, matter of fact.
But when you listen to No Limits albums, it does sound a little more, or at least how they were singing or rapping. It does sound a little more brotherly. But when you get the Cash Money, that's the club music. That's like, and I know No Limit has some club music, but look, I ain't ashamed to admit that some of my toxic behavior came from some of the Cash Money songs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, hey, especially the hot girl or project chick. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I still listen to it to this day.
Are you Gen Zer that were born in like 2002, 2003? You was born because your parents was taking over for the 99 2000 with Cash
Hey,
Money.
for real.
But here's the thing, TR, and I looked this up earlier, and it apparently Wheezy had a concert in Vegas that night at a completely different venue. He wasn't even rocking with it. So
Yeah.
that's another thing that tells me something is going on the Cash Money side. And there was a little bit of messiness from Birdman too. You know, he was talking his stuff a little bit to the point
Yeah.
where, man, he first was like, "Hey, man, chill out, man. You know, we ain't on that type of vibe tonight. So
Yeah.
if you ain't on the same team, y'all gonna take the L almost every single time."
I don't give him an L on that though, but I understand your point though. Like, it's a good point here.
See what's going on. I think No Limit won. That's my honest opinion. They was more organized. They was grown up about the situation. You feel me? And if niggas on Cash Money side be honest, they'll say the same thing. I want to be known. 4 songs they played, I was on those 4 songs. They had to skip around my verse, but four, maybe 5. And they played 10. So when motherfucker go to saying Turk got 1 song, bro, y'all must not be a Turk fan, or y'all don't know no history of what was going on. I had some of the most memorable verses in the streets. See, I missed the commercial side, but the streets all over.
You can stop right there, TR. When you got somebody on your own team, supposed to be on your own team, saying the other side won, that's white flag right there. It's
Sounds
a
like
wrap.
sour grapes, MC. Sour grapes. I don't give a fuck. Like,
Well, okay, so Lil Wayne was in there. Is that sour grapes too?
They still
He was
play
in Vegas.
They still play some of his parts. I mean, honestly though, I wasn't expecting Lil Wayne to be there. I mean, shit, Drizzy might be there. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be there either. Or who wasn't there? They played Mercedes, and Mercedes has some. She has some words for the folks that use for verses, because they used a track that apparently she owns that track, that Boo song or whatever it's called.
Well, Pete better get ready to pay up then if that's the case.
Yeah, and which I went down a rabbit hole. Mercedes actually is a lawyer or something. So
that's not going to end well there.
Yeah.
She got ownership of the songs.
Yeah.
You brought up Silk the Shocker though. Silk got a couple of bangers, but the way he raps, it's hard to listen to.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
If we being honest,
if you being honest, yeah, you're just talking about Master P. That's it. That's where it stops. Now, I can
Master P didn't even carry it though. Mia X carried No Limit.
I'm sorry, what?
Mia X carried that verses for No Limit.
Carry what verse? Like the verse, or she carried the label?
She that night. I'm talking about the verses, not the label.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she carried the team.
I was like, all right, MC, you tripping? Yeah, Mia X did a wonderful job. I forgot some of the. I mean, I never got the Mia X album, but I always enjoyed Mia X when she was on a track though. And Master P, I mean, for what he did, I mean, he definitely. This was right after Biggie and Tupac had passed away, and he did a good job carrying us into the next generation of music. That's when Cash Money and that's when the Dirty South music started to come up. But I mean, I can appreciate Master P and No Limit. But I mean, I still gotta give the dub. I still listen to Guerrilla Warfare. I might actually, I gotta go back to Ghetto D, like, because Master P, that was just amazing what he did with Ghetto D, and I know Ice Cream Man, but after even if you get rid of Guerrilla Warfare, you still got Juve's albums, you still got the Big Timer albums, you got the Hot Boys album. Like you still, and you even got Wheezy. I mean, put Wheezy albums in it. Like you got a lot of people with albums. Honestly, on the No Limit side, I mean, yes, Master P, but then also you got, I didn't have a problem with Silk. I like Silk. It is what it is. And then see Murder.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Wheezy, TR. Which Wheezy are we getting? Because if we're talking about any Wheezy before the Carter 3, he's probably gonna be unmatched.
Yeah.
But post Carter 3, it gets a little tricky.
Yeah,
Especially mixtape Wheezy. Ain't nobody messing with that. I can admit that. If he came there in mixtape Wheezy mode, that would have been a huge problem for No Limit. And it would have took somebody else of Snoop's caliber to even counter something like that.
Oh yeah, Snoop was there. I forgot about Snoop.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is crazy. But again, I tell you, the craziest thing I found was Paris Hilton was on the Cash Money label.
Yeah, and I'm looking at all these artists listed on here. Actually, before I go into that, why do they keep mentioning NBA YoungBoy? This is where I'm starting to show my age a little bit because Birdman kept talking about NBA YoungBoy. I barely even know who that is. I was thinking maybe you might know. Now we looking like millennials out here.
Yeah, no, I mean Young Boy. I mean I know he got a roster of kids, and I like his music. I mean, I see why people like Young Boy, but I couldn't tell you why he was repping him like that.
And for the record, I like them both. I just happen to think No Limit is a little bit better, especially in the R&B side. A lot of people sleep on the Sons of Funk. I like the Sons of Funk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about those guys. Yeah, there's some. Are we missing anybody else on the No Limit side?
We missing a whole bunch of people, but a lot of people wouldn't even know who they were. I could name a lot of people on that roster. Fiend was there too, but remember, Fiend left No Limit to go to Rough Riders.
Yeah. I forgot about Fiend.
Yeah, I would have expected Romeo to make an appearance, but he didn't.
Oh, I forgot Bow Wow was on the label too.
Yeah, he was. Bow Wow was also on Death Row, so he'd been on a few different labels.
Jeez. All right. Well, yeah. So I think Cash Money won, and MC thinks No Limit won, but not because of music, just because of brotherly love. So there's that.
Yeah, go ahead and spin my term like you want. Who I really want to know, Brando, who's one of our day ones. He's connected to the New Orleans side of things. I would like to hear him jump in and hear his opinion. So Brando, if you out there, go ahead and drop it in the comments, man. I'm curious what your thoughts were too.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll wait to see if Brando is in the comments though. But we are going to go to the main event, and gotta figure out how I'm going to title this because I don't want YouTube to flag it. But the Democrats in Maine is y'all wilding out, and we talked about this a little bit earlier about how the big tent that's going on with the Democrats. And MC, before I pull this video up, have you, of the Democrat folks that you know, have they like changed their side? Have they been open to like, I can see your point on that. Like, has anybody like switched or at least went to the middle up until this point? Because there's a lot of crazy shit that's been happening, and there's no way they can justify it.
I've never heard of them, at least not recently, that's been willing to even listen to new information. I'm stuck in my ways. If you don't agree with this, I'm going to insult you every way I can.
Yeah.
The ones that are open-minded, after I have deeper conversations with them, I come to find out that they're more moderate and don't identify with some of this stuff. And I'm not going to hear anybody out because there's an activist in our hometown who acts like they're super liberal, but when you talk to them privately, they're moderate. But anyway, that's a different story.
Yeah, no, there hasn't been too many people in my circle. They continue to rep the Democrats. They continue to, act like the Democrats are not at fault for a lot of these things, especially with the government shutdown. Like the mere fact I have to explain this to people. I'm not even a politics guy like that. I do like to talk about politics. I'm not as versed as some of the folks that I watch, like the Black Conservative Perspective. Or there's another guy that I like to watch. I'm forgetting his name. Even Anton's kind of up on politics, and then as well as I'm forgetting that guy's name. But anyways, I'm not. I don't. I just don't. I don't understand like how you can justify some of this stuff. But we're gonna talk about. I have to call it Yahtzee because if I call it the other one, people YouTube's gonna freak out. But when it comes to like the Democrats,
Yeah.
you cannot let this slide because if this was a Republican, if this was a conservative, this is all over the place. And if you say slurs, you say some crazy ass stuff, you got to deal with the consequences. Everybody has to deal with the consequences. But we are starting to find out that the Democrats are more socialists, more communists. They like to say slurs against people that are conservative because I guarantee you, even though we get a lot of smoke from pro blacks, we do get smoke from white people, and they're not white liberals, and they will say some slurs to us. And I've seen it said to other people too, as well too, that are black and conservative. So it's not just us, and we're a small YouTube channel. So I think it gives them a license to be racist, and as it gives them, they act like they gotta save me. They gotta save the black person, the black man, from whatever, however he's been indoctrinated or whatever he's thinking. Like they can never be wrong. I thought MC was going to
All
say
I know,
something.
TR, is if you have a good mouthpiece, you'll be a successful Dem.
Yeah. We're honestly the Barack Obama approach. Holy crap!
He had a good mouthpiece. He had to give the gab, and everybody fell for it.
Hold on, MC. This thing is locking up on me.
All right. Here's our girl. Here's our girl,
this?
Gabby. She always makes an appearance.
Who?
This our lady Gabby from CNN.
Oh yeah.
Our favorite CNN correspondent. I really want her to be great, but she keeps showing that she leads the left, and she's supposed to be a host and a moderator.
Yeah, no, she's going to get exposed on this. Scott's going to expose her. All right, here we go.
This thing he did on the stage the other day was a Sig Heil, which I just heard you say. Lawyer up maybe, because absolute ridiculous thing to say.
I get it. It's easier for you to defend, for whatever reason, the Sieg Heil. Okay, but Elon Musk, 2 days before Holocaust Remembrance Day, went and spoke in front of a far-right party, is saying, don't worry about the Holocaust. We can forget about it. He didn't even mention the Nazi jokes he was making on Twitter that actually got
he's been given so many chances.
Like a person who wears a Nazi tattoo because he was in the military or whatever, claimed that he didn't know the connection between the tattoo and Nazi symbols. He said while he was in the military, he enlisted in the army. It involves a full physical exam of all the tattoos that he has. It never got flagged. He passed a full background check to receive a security clearance to join the ambassador to Afghanistan security detail. Not flagged in any of those situations. This new information is new information, and it will be interesting to see what happens to some of that polling once the voters have this information, because I do think it shows a bit of a different picture.
Boy.
Guys, I'm gonna we're gonna do our own critique on this. But MC, like, have you heard about this main guy? Like, has this been a conversation? Like, like what? He had a Yahtzee tattoo on.
Not until you started talking about him, I hadn't even heard of him.
See, this is a crazy thing though. So, you haven't heard of it, and so guys, this is how it works. We find clips, we find stories, and Black Conservative does a masterful breakdown on this topic because it hasn't really went mainstream, and it's one of those things that if this had been a Trump connection or whatever it is, this has been all over the place. This is how the media suppresses news. This is another reason why I left the Democratic Party, because these people they hid information. They have social media companies working for them, and this has been proven. Like Google, Facebook, they all admitted it. They're working at the behest of the Biden administration. And they do these things to suppress the information, and you don't know about this stuff unless you go out. You can't even trust like ChatGPT because ChatGPT is still slanted to the left. And you got to ask it like 3-4 questions before you can get to the truth.
Speaking of the truth, TR, let's get a little bit messy with this gentleman, shall we? Click on that link that I just posted from the Associated Press. Let's dig into his past a little bit more. Since our left leaning friends, scroll down to the section that says other controversial statements. This dude was a real piece of work all the way up until 2021.
See,
and this is the hill that y'all want to stand on. Y'all just embarrass yourselves more and more by the day. This man, yeah.
Oh, what the hell is that? Turn that off. Okay, first of all, pause. Where you want me to scroll down to?
Scroll. There's a section that says other controversial statements in big bold letters. You'll see it. You shall see it. It's coming right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That very first paragraph. That very first paragraph. So all y'all rainbow folks, he don't even rock with y'all. And y'all kind of running the party right now. And the people in the J Club, he don't rock with y'all either.
Yeah.
So what are we doing?
Look, there was a story that came out about the Young Republicans organization, and they said a lot of crazy stuff. And truth be told, MC, I know we're into some chats. We may have to erase some of those chats though, because y'all, like, a lot of stuff is jokes. And what the Young Republicans, what happened in that conversation, and we don't even know the context of it, but and the story is broken by Political that they were mainly jokes. And I like crazy memes, and I don't like my memes censored. I like my memes uncut and raw. Pause. Like, that's how I like my memes. I like the jokes the same way too. I don't try to police memes, and I don't try to police comedians. The joke is funny, I'm gonna laugh. If it's not funny, then I'm not gonna laugh. I'm gonna be like, yeah, you're doing too much with that one though. But with this guy has a whole history of hating everybody except certain white people. And
and by the way, y'all futurist female people, he's if you read this article even more, he made some comments about essays that happened in the military and how some of them should be forgiven. So your move, liberals, your move.
He's everything that's wrong with the party and that they're upset with Republicans with, or the conservative party, or not the party, but the Republican Party, and then people that lean conservative. He's all those things wrapped up in the one person, and they refuse. You saw how Abby Phillips was trying to give a soft version of having this conversation, and you got Michelle Hill just going along with it. This is the problem. They have black women that are super pro-black that are like giving this main guy a pass because they don't want to see. And the crazy thing is, he's going against a white woman who is a Democrat. She's the incumbent. He's going against a white woman. This is what I don't understand with the party. These guys are out of control, and you got black people just running to sanitize this stuff. And I'm like, this is not what the pro-blacks stand for. And this story has been kind of hidden because they're not really talking about it. The shade room's not talking about it. This will be easy conversation because just like you can't have a guy, regardless what this woman, I don't know this woman like that, the incumbent, but you cannot have a guy with he had a Yahtzee tattoo. He said all this crazy stuff on Reddit. And I don't like canceling people, but according to the left, this is a fireable offense. This is damning evidence, according to the left, regardless of what if he was joking or not, however he was saying it. You guys don't care. You guys will cancel a motherfucker because he mentioned that stuff. They canceled oh boy, the comedian who was doing the Oscars, Kevin Hart. They canceled Kevin Hart because of his jokes. They tried to cancel Dave Chappelle because of his jokes. They went through this Me Too crusade to try to get rid of men because they may have said something, not the Weinsteins. We're talking about just men that may have said something that made somebody feel uncomfortable, said a joke or did something stupid. Matt Lauer was kind of wilding out though. You can't have a button on your desk to lock the door. That's a little crazy, but
that's savage.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, TR, he said black people don't tip either. If you read that article.
Oh yes. Okay, look, MC. Look, here. Let me put this back up there. Look, controversial thing. Okay, part of the reason, when I was growing up, I didn't know what the tipping was. I was like, hey, why are they giving them extra money? I wasn't sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I didn't grow up that way. My mom probably was tipping, but I didn't know it. I didn't know what was going on. And I didn't know I was supposed to be tipping until one of my, I hate to say it, one of my white friends told me, like, ain't you going to tip? Tip what? Like, what am I tipping for? Like, I don't tip fast food people. It wasn't until, like, I realized, oh, okay, when you go back up there, get multiple drinks and they got to stop whatever they're doing, or you want to get their service pretty quickly. There's a whole reasons to tip. And fun fact, if you are flirting with my fucking chick, or you try to be Mr. Funny Guy at my fucking table, you will not be getting a fucking tip. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Pause on that.
Oh man, I've talked to multiple
Hey, and niggas have done that shit.
waitresses. I've
Just
talked to
FYI.
multiple waiters who have told me, and I asked them straight up. I said, "Be honest with me. Do black people tip?" He's like, "No, bro, they don't." and when I'm talking about, this was just last year when I asked this. So
Yeah.
once I found out how little that they actually make, because I guilt tip. I'm not even gonna lie. I like most people say 15%. I go above that because I feel so bad that other people don't tip that I tend to over tip. But
Yeah.
unless the service is absolutely trash, then you ain't getting a tip.
Dude, and that's a crazy thing. I over tip too because I don't want them thinking that all black people are like this. I shouldn't have a fucking think about that shit. But when he said black people don't tip, I'm like, look, dude, you're trying to be funny, and I get it. It is funny. I heard that if you don't want if you don't want your boat to sink, paint it black because it won't tip.
Oh
that,
my God.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, some of this stuff. I'm not saying he's a full blown racist. I don't know how you're gonna get past the Yahtzee symbol or tattoo, but all the other stuff on Reddit, there's a lot of crazy stuff that gets said on Reddit, and that stuff never gets flagged. So white people, again, the left, they set this standard, they set the bar, and by all of those, check boxes, he should be canceled. They should be calling for him to step down. And this guy is a Bernie Madoff disciple, or sorry, Bernie Sanders. I said Madoff. Bernie Sanders disciple. This guy, Bernie Sanders, like, yeah, I know, I didn't like that, but other than that, he's a good guy. Again, you pro blacks, why the fuck are y'all quiet on this shit? Women, why are y'all quiet on this? And the LGBT motherfuckers, I don't know why y'all are quiet on this. Anyone that says anything disrespectful about the LGBT, the rainbow community, you guys come out in mass. So all of these groups, he offended all these groups, and ain't nobody saying shit. You only hear people that are independent or conservative saying, guys, should we be defending, should we be voting a guy that had a Yahtzee tattoo last week and he got it covered up and he knew about it, and even though he got caught lying about it? This is what I don't understand. This is that party.
Yeah. Number one, I thought Reddit was supposed to be anonymous, which is he probably thought that too, which is why he was talking so reckless on there.
Yeah.
But Reddit is just one big shit show. It really is.
It's
a heavily left leaning shit show.
Yeah.
And he probably was getting reckless in the comments like everybody else, but he got caught up. But again, this is so y'all low hanging fruit at this point, Dems, and because you're going to find some way to excuse this. You're going to find some way to get past this and move on. Although y'all was all on Pete Hegseth about a tattoo that he had, but this is weird, man. Y'all looking weird right now.
Yeah, and then the folks over up in New York, Zoran, I mean, he's winning New York, and they deserve it. But again, all of those specialty groups, the woke friends, they're all quiet. Zoran don't rock with y'all. Zoran rocks with the people that are Hamas supporters and the AOCs and the Bernie Sanders. That's who the party is. And come to find out, even like in Zoran, they just did a poll. CNN did this poll that even though Zoran is leading in the poll to be mayor, he doesn't have 50% of the votes. So you're a Democrat and everyone says they love you. Why don't you have 50% of the votes in New York? We're not talking about in red states or red cities. We're talking about in New York, heavily Democrat. And whoever is running as a Democrat, they're generally going to win. They had Cuomo. They had, They don't want Cuomo. Cuomo was definitely a bad pick, but they want someone like Zoran, and they want someone like this guy though, because he is turning out to be the people that they want. Because when they found out about the whole tattoo thing, you would think that would have been enough, but he got more votes. This is stuff I don't understand why they're standing on this.
Look, we left, TR. We saw stuff like this and we left. When it gets to the point where it's get in line and forget everything else, I don't understand how you could be any type of free thinking person and stick around for stuff like that.
Yeah, there's just there really isn't. Let me. I want to get to this part right here. And Jamel Hill, I'm so disappointed in her. She's a fucking journalist. I'm so disappointed with her. I mean, I've been
a sports
disappointed.
journalist, TR.
Well,
sports.
Hey, all I know, they always say journalists. So
yeah. Who switched her positions, by the way.
Yeah.
That don't even get me started on that, because she wrote an article. Do you remember who David Tyree is? He spoke out against same-sex marriage, and she wrote an article defending him. But now all of a sudden she's switching and she's a lib, TR.
Yeah, no, she getting that CNN money.
Yeah.
Plattner said that he covered a chest tattoo that some people said looked like a Nazi symbol. And here's what it looks like right now. You can see it there. He claims that he didn't know what it meant when he got it.
Are you a secret Nazi?
I am not a secret Nazi.
I don't know why you said it
We did
like
what
that.
Marines on Liberty do, and we decided to go get a tattoo. And we went to a tattoo parlor in Split, Croatia, and we chose a terrifying looking skull and crossbones off the wall because we were Marines, and skulls and crossbones are a pretty standard military thing.
Hey, TR.
K-File dug up.
Question. Did you hear would you ever get something tattooed on you that you don't know what it means?
Dude, some people are stupid enough to fall for that, and I think the CNN crowd will fall for that though. But I mean, come on, guys! Like a symbol, even Chinese writing. Like you never once decided to look it up. He had plenty of chances to look it up.
You never know what they saying on with those letters. That could be insulting you. You don't even know it.
Now deleted Reddit posts from 6 years ago that undercut.
Why delete the posts?
In one thread, Plattner weighed in on a conversation about the Totenkopf, which is the Nazi version of the skull and crossbones. And someone else in the thread brought up the fact that some of the Navy SEALs use the so-called Punisher skull as their emblem. And Plattner writes in part, when I was in Ramadi as a Marine grunt, the SEAL platoon we worked closely with for the deployment all had the Punisher skull spray painted on their armor carriers. CNN also spoke to an acquaintance of Plattner's from more than a decade ago who said that he spoke about his tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol. And a second person told CNN that the acquaintance
We're talking
told
about
them
the Punisher skull. We all know what that means.
Yeah, people.
That's a recognizable sign. We know what it means.
Yeah. I don't get it. And I don't like how he's using I was, in the Navy and Marines, or not Navy, sorry. He said Marines. And just trying to use that excuse. This is what we normally do. I'm like, no, it's not what you fucking normally do. Like, stop trying to excuse this. And again, this is the guy this is y'all's hero. This is y'all's king. All right.
As a Nazi style design. Plattner's campaign declined to comment on this story, that he said that the SS Lightning voters have this information, because I do think it shows a bit of a different picture of, first of all, his truthfulness. I
This
think
is
that's
terrible.
the question. But secondly, whether or not he was fully aware of what he was getting into when he went there.
Yeah, so you see that.
Yeah. So I don't know how much more. I'm going to stop it right there. You see what happens when Black liberal women get involved with these conversations. They try to dress it up. They just try to be nice. I ain't never seen Abby Phillips be like, "Hey, let me give you guys some context. Let's hear both sides." And it sounds plausible. So let's make sure that he gets a chance to have his say in court. Like I ain't never seen Abby Phillips do any shit like that. I was trying to find what's her face's take on it though, but it doesn't matter now. At the end of the day, you Democrats, this is the party's being split into threes. You got your establishment Democrats, you got the ones that are I guess the the extreme ones, and you got the ones that just ain't paying attention, that just hate Trump. Like you're a Democrat, but you don't even know why you're a Democrat or why you're being used. Like that's the issue.
Yep. And while we talking about all this stuff, what we're not talking about are solutions.
Well,
there he is. Brando makes an appearance.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. MC, they don't want to know this stuff.
They definitely didn't keep that same energy.
Yeah, no, they don't want to know this stuff.
It's so funny how now she wants to hear the other perspective when they're talking about Dem stuff.
Yeah.
Now we gotta listen to the other side and check the facts. But if somebody's on there trashing the right, she don't keep that same energy.
Yeah. And when it comes like, and this is a problem I have with like black media in general, and really media in general, but you're not going to be able to control the CNNs. But for the black media, like black YouTube, black Twitter, black, sorry, our white crowd, this is the thing. So a lot of these spaces, in order to differentiate between them, you put the word black, and then you'll fall into the black algorithm. The point is, on a lot of these spaces, they don't even talk about any of this stuff. They talk about a lot of dick and pussy bullshit, and then every now and then, if it's like Trump related, they'll talk about it. This is something that they should be talking about. This is something that you guys are in bed with a snake. You're in bed with Bernie Sanders, who is trying to tell you, hey, it is what it is, guy. Bernie Sanders is leading your fucking party. AOC is leading your party. These people do not have your best interests, and they're leading you in a situation where they can control people, or at least turn into like a communist or socialist state. And then also they want to spread that across the United States. Like there are things that they're happening behind this. They're not even happening behind the scenes anymore. They're like in your face, and they're not paying attention. They don't want to pay attention. They don't want to do anything about it. It's only if the Trump is related is when people get involved. People start having these marches. This Graham Plattner dude, whatever the fuck his name is, he's a bad dude. This is not a good guy to have any type of politics. Say what you want about what happened with Trump and everything. This Graham dude, he had a literal, Yahtzee tattoo symbol on him. I don't know how bad you can get. Like, you want to be mad about grabbing by grabbing by the kitty or whatever. Fine, whatever. But you can't let this shit slide. Not even fucking close.
He said some essays in the military need to be excused. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I should have been leading with that. Yeah, he's leading with sexual. You know what it is. He's leading with that stuff. He said all these things, and I get his main. Apparently, I don't want to hear anything about there's not a black population up there. They sure got a lot of DEI programs up there. So who is it helping? Is it helping the black people, or is it helping certain white people and certain LGBT members? Because
the answer is B. White people and LGBT.
Yeah, and they also celebrate Juneteenth up there. But again, they ain't got no black people up there. Look, at the end of the day, it's a terrible situation, and they're gonna find out the hard way. And I feel bad that the country has to go through this. Like, I feel bad for the people losing their SNAP benefits. But the Democrats, that's who you're in bed with. The call is coming from inside. That's the issue. MC?
Right. I'm just going to end on this. You mentioned SNAP. I'm gonna pivot real quick and just say this real quick about SNAP. If you really need that and you're not abusing the system, I feel for you. But unfortunately, most of the people that I know that are on SNAP have been on it for years.
Yeah.
I know grown men who are capable of working that live in Section 8 housing. Grown men.
Yeah.
My wife used to work for a job that gave benefits out through the state, and I cannot tell you how many times she had to call me to escort her to her car from work because somebody came in there and threatened all the staff because they were on these benefits for years, and when the state finally said we're done, They came in there threatening to air out the entire staff of that building.
Yep. And also a perk of having a husband, because some of y'all can't even call anybody.
Yeah. I had to pivot on that real quick to y'all because we
No.
probably should have had a conversation about that.
Yeah, no, maybe next week. I'm sure this is going. Well, we'll find out next week if the government shut down again or continues to shut down. So, anyways, all right, that is going to wrap up tonight's show. Brando, thanks for showing up eventually. Last words, MC.
Yeah, just something real quick. If you're a pro-black living in Virginia, you got a test coming up because now you got a black lady who's running as a conservative.
Oh shit! Yeah, the election's next week.
Next week.
Yeah.
So now let's see how pro-black you really are. Let's see if you really mean it, because politics are changing. You're not going to be able to look at somebody and tell how they voted anymore. So you might as well get on this wave now because it's changing for the better.
Facts. All right. See you next time, guys.
Peace.